Let's create more in the IQ Designer. We're going to select our stamp key, the icon with a square and a circle. At the top you'll see the square highlighted. Those are closed shapes. The second one are decorative closed shapes. The third one are decorative outline shapes. The fourth icon with a flower, we'll talk about that later. And the last icon is where we can choose a predetermined size of hoop that we might want to design in. We're going to go back to our first icon. The row below allows us to choose an outline, a fill, or a fill with an outline. We'll leave it there. And then we're going to select the shape below, the square. We'll touch OK, and you'll notice that there's a square and the outline will be applied automatically. We're going to go to the settings screen in the fill option. We're going to go to our decorative fill icon. We'll even change the color. Let's touch select. We're going to choose a different decorative fill. I'm choosing the bricks. We'll touch OK. Highlight my fill cup and touch that square. You'll notice how it changed. Next, we're going to create a different shape. We'll go ahead and choose our stamp key once again. We're going to choose a square that's just an outline. We'll touch OK. Then we're going to size the squares. By touching size, I can choose different arrows. I chose the arrows all facing out, and that's going to size it up. Touch OK. I'm going to go into my settings page for my fills, touch select, and choose a different decorative fill. We'll touch OK. I'll change the color. Touch OK. Highlight the fill cup and touch in the area outside the bricks but inside the square, and it applies that decorative fill. We'll touch next. And now we can make some changes to our designs. So you'll notice at the bottom you see that decorative fill. So on the bottom left I could change the size if I wanted to. I left that alone. I could change the angle if I wanted to. I left that alone. And then the last one is where I can have an outline stitch or not. I'm going to turn that off and touch set. Now I'm going to arrow over, and now I see my bricks. So on the bottom left, we'll choose size. We'll change the size. If I go minus, it's going to go smaller. Plus, it's going to go large. We'll set it. The next one is our angle. We'll change the direction. You're going to really notice that in the bricks. We'll touch set. And then on our outline, we can choose to leave it on or turn it off. We left that on. We'll touch set. We'll arrow over once again. So this is the outline all the way around the outer square. It's a satin stitch. And here at the bottom we can change the width of the stitch, or we can also change the density of the stitch. You'll notice how the width of the stitch is in inches. I want to change it to millimeters, so I went up to the settings screen, went over to page 8, and at the top turned it to millimeters. Now we'll touch the icon. You'll see it's in millimeters now. And I can change that to a different number. I'm going to go to 4.5 and we'll set it. I left the density alone. I usually don't change the density. Let's make the satin stitch something different. So I touch that satin stitch icon. That brings me into the line properties. I chose the candle wicking. I changed the color and touched OK. And now you see the candle wicking icon in that area. Let's arrow over. Here's the satin stitch that's going to appear in the middle, right around the bricks. And once again, I'm going to change the width of the zigzag stitch. I went to 3.5 and set it. And now we're going to touch preview and OK. And now we can look at what it's going to look like. So here's what we've designed. Looks pretty nice. We've got our candle wicking stitch around the outer edge. We have our satin stitch around our brick fill. We have our brick fill in the middle. Notice how it's at an angle. We're going to touch set, we like it, touch OK, and now it's bringing us over to the embroidery side of the machine. Now if you look in the upper right hand corner, that shows you the design of what's going to stitch next. That's kind of your navigation view. That's what's going to happen next. Now we're going to navigate through the design by touching the needle minus plus. If I touch the first set of arrows that are facing down, you'll notice that the design in the navigation view is moving. I'm going forward in the design. I'm going to touch OK. See that needle minus and plus? If I touch the 0, that'll bring me back to the very beginning of my design. Once again, here's the arrows. The first set that are facing down brings you forward in your design. And the second set of arrows facing up brings you backwards in your design. So there might be a case when you may want to skip over something in a design. You can do that. You even have little increments of numbers that allows you to jump forward and backwards. Okay, so I touched OK. I'm going to place this in our memory. We can save it to the memory of the machine or even anything that we have in our flash drives. I'm going to touch the memory of the machine. It's saving it. I'm going to go to the home screen and we'll touch OK. Let's go to embroidery. We'll show you where that is. I'm going to touch the memory machine pocket once again, and now in that upper left hand corner you see the design that we just designed. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Please click that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to have my Facebook group, my Instagram, and my YouTube channel noted here at the end, so definitely pop over there, like, join, subscribe, and hopefully I will see you next time on the next tutorial.